witch. I'ma be rich. I'll make you be a switch. I'ma be bitch. I'm the bad witch. I'ma be rich. I'll make you be a switch. I'ma be bitch. I'm the bad witch. I'ma be rich. I'ma be rich. I'ma be bitch. I'm the bad witch.
Happy day, my God. I have him right around the corner. It was I'm not sure if it was an ASAP Rocky or if it was Kendrick. Stiggity. So, you're rocking with your favorite friendly entertainer, Stiggity motivator. Who's the vibe better grader?
I'ma be rich.
I'ma be switch.
I'ma be bitch. I'm the bad witch.
Hey, I'ma be switch.
I'ma be bitch.
I'm the bad witch.
I'ma be rich.
I'ma be switch.
I'ma be bitch. I'm the bad witch. I'ma be rich.
So, there's news, some customer news. Oh, so I have today's pajama party at my pajamas. So I used to soft on Clover Storm, you know. And in our most recent episode, we were. Let's close the door. Let me. I could turn on the dim light. You know, I have on my top light, and I don't know. I think it's pretty good lighting. It you know, it just. It's pretty good. To eat your food. So I must grab my pizza. Grab my pizza. And on this flat. Wait this door. This way. Alright, stick it. Pizza! Stiggity. A pizza! Oh. You're freezing? It was nice out today. Deliciosa! Have you started to stop my destination instead of this? You found it! Life! And the life better! So we could be commenting on. So see, I have a shiny on my forehead. That's why. Better. Much better. You're coding late night. I'm happy that you're in the chat. BRB. I'm back. Right here. Coding late night. Oh, so my aunt and my brother are in the hospital. That's what, not for everyone. That's why I was saying I have some personal stuff to talk about. Because my aunt, she fell in her room and she had face planted on the floor. And she went to the doctor, and she has like a cut by her eye, and then she has her face is swollen, and it turns out that her brain is bleeding. And my brother is in the hospital right now. He's on oxygen. He has the super flu. So, the flu has been going around. It's mutated to the super flu. He had pneumonia. Pneumonia has been going around. I know my friend had pneumonia a few weeks ago. My mom had caught pneumonia, and well, she doesn't have pneumonia. She doesn't have pneumonia anymore. Her lungs are swollen, so they have her on steroids. My mom's alright. I'm more worried about my brother and my aunt right now. Was it my Mongolian friend? Mine, no. No, he tends to chat, and then he enjoys me reading the chat. Noah is away from me. Was that a Notebook quote from the Notebook? Working on consistency. Consistently inconsistent. What's up, Mo? Bye. Bye. Having one of those days. Why did Ron block it? You know, just one of those days. So, maybe we should have days, certain days, we read through Twitter. On certain days, we read delicious. So I hope you guys had a good day today. So far, so good. I'm going to ask for an explanation. And of course, there is Ron. Chat has their moods, you know? No. I'm not sure if I fixed the sound on my Discord. I miss Snowflake. I miss my Snowflake. So I woke up today around 1 o'clock. I was kind of groggy all day. I gotta go up now. It's been a while. Are you married yet? It's been a while. You're not married yet? That's alright. Definitely marriage material. Definitely marriage material. Stick it. Definitely marriage material. The color of my lipstick. Like a nude color. Kind of nice. Anything new? Ooh. Pizza. We're having a pajama party. A pizza pajama party. Are you still a firefighter? Man, it's been a while. No, you're not. What's he doing nowadays? I've been reading my lo-fi girl chat, and I have it displayed on Twitch. And then I export the video from Twitch to YouTube. So I'm Enuratus here on YouTube. I'm not Jenny Beats on YouTube. I'm a machine worker. It's a good job. We should all have a live meme meetup one of these days. CNC machines. Nice. I miss you. We used to try just about every day. Have you been on the app much, or are you still on the app? You know, it's normal to have breaks from the app, you know. I always come back because of chat. Because the people that I've connected with. And to connect with the world. On daily. My friend was on Discord, and we were doing a chat on Discord, like we normally do. Me, Spicy, and Snowflake, and the sound wasn't coming through. Well, I have to contact Snowflake and figure out what day would be a good, what day or what days out of the week would be a good day or a good time to chat. Are you still streaming, Hot Firefighter? Chat's all over the place today. Chat is all over the place today. No, I did mention that my aunt is in the hospital. They're monitoring her, her brain bleeding. She fell, she hit her head. She must have hit her head really hard. He's like, I think you need an ambulance. An ambulance? She had called her friend, and she has a dog, and her dog, she had her friend bring her to the hospital and watch her dog. She's in the hospital. My brother's been in the hospital for 7 days. So I'm praying for him. Anyway, there's a good luck or something. We'll talk to him anyway. And of course, YouTube creator says, you've taken a wager that the 2nd Street is correct. Things and stuff and such. Is it 2 views? Is it 2 million views? Hopefully it is 2 million views. Enough of the holiday. Get up and study. I was thinking about returning to school for appraisal. My friend owns an appraisal company, and he also DJs. Stream earlier because y'all want to rest. We're obsessed with. Hey, there's quite a lot of people that have had neuropathy, also neuropathy and Jenny Beats obsession. Actually, people are jealous. There's nothing to be jealous about. My name is, my stage name when I DJ is Any Beats. lot of people were like, is it envy beats? I'm like, no, it's not envy beats. Pablo, come on. I'm sorry. It's like a joke. It's alright. You have come to the mind, now you are close to the mind. That was a very intuitive chat, nonchalant. The condition of the heart is broken. Just walk with me. Exactly. And at all of this, and you still have the energy to enter a broadcast. To start a broadcast. Yeah, goober. And I'm happy that y'all are in my life. And we express you and half a year, 15. YouTube creator, in my arrival to Japan Air. So, you know, waiting for YouTube to, you know, to not hide my numbers, you know. I believe I can fly. I believe I could touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and stream away. I'm a low man. Time is fast and life is short. Don't be sensitive about hurting the other person. You need to be considerate. You need to be considerate of, you know, hurting people's feelings and stuff. You can't stand it long anyway. No, it's not that I can't stream longer. And, you know, it's sort of, you know, my mood sometimes. I'm in a 4-hour stream mood, you know. Used to be in my long, you know, stream for long hours, you know. Oh, I was thinking about being a minister. Thank you for reminding me. I was thinking of being a pastor, a minister. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, pastor and minister. What am I? My top light is glitching. My top light is glitching. I am restless, I'm not lonely. I was thinking about this today. There shouldn't be competition between streamers because I would realize that, you know, a lot of people that stream are probably lonely people. You know, to be a kid with, you know, imagination, you know, and to be a funny kid, you know. They always say check on your funny friends, and you know, over time, we all have our days, we all have our times, you know, of comedy, and you know, seeing the comedy in life. so I haven't been lonely. I have been recently, appreciative of the times that but I've shared my life in one way or another. And is this a story? Or wouldn't you want to know if it was? I started streaming out of boredom. So there's a difference between lonely and bored. And to be a person with I'm not just a person. To be not just a person. I don't see myself as just a person. The world has shown me that I'm not just a person. I'm $1 million baby. And I'm everyone's friend, I remember, I'm pretty sure I've made all of y'all's days better, with my streams, one way or another. I don't need to sit here and be like, oh, today, is gonna be a day that we read Twitter all day. Because you could, I'm sure. No, this is the thing. I'm sure that we all somewhat crave the opinions of others. And I respect that, To be, literate with the online world. Beyond just, oh, how did you, freaking stumble across the fucking chat online that they were, singling you out to not be singled out, to be a part of the group, It is lo-fi girl chat, it is a place where you 24/7, you can express yourself. And, there are certain times throughout the day that you can, there's certain times each day, whenever I stream, that I respond directly to y'all's chats, to your comments. And, really? What am I doing? I'm glitching the freaking system, man. I'm glitching the freaking system, man. You cried all day? I didn't cry all day. All day I've been relaxing. I've been maxing and relaxing. I've been maxing and relaxing. So I think I need to work on my, I don't know if it's my stretches. My posture has been better. Because, streaming for hours, there's a tendency I would lean in to stream. And, I wouldn't realize that I'm leaning in to freaking talk to you guys. I wouldn't realize that I was leaning in until my back started, my back would be like, my back started hurting. It was like, maybe I'm leaning too much, And then I realized that it's not just, people, they lean in towards their phones when they look at their phones. They lean in towards the computer. And so I kind of have to lean in because, you know, this, you know, the way that I connect with the interwebs, quantifying the internet, the interwebs, quantifying the, you know, the relevance of my opinion, my, you know, my state of mind, my mood, my, you know, my stories, you know. My genius mind. And, you know, I do have to be a little bit big-headed sometimes, because I'm fucking awesome. So, how can I tell you what I got? Loving is what I got. So remember that. Loving is what I got. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. You know, so to, you know, to be, you know, to have been paid once or twice, you know, a few times from streaming. This shit's addicting as freaking fugue. You know, of course, you know, we inspired orgs to, you know, be orgs. Maybe I should be a part of an org, you know, clear up all doubts that y'all have, you know, and it is not emasculating. It is not emasculating. You know, I know that, you know, some people, they're like streaming, they're like freaking putting their videos on YouTube for years, you know, and I would love for YouTube to sponsor me, you know, to be considered a YouTuber. I feel like that would be a part of my life calling. It would be a part of my dreams, you know, it would be a part of something that, you know, would make me happy. And to be nonchalant with how I utilize my time, I want to make sure that my time is being utilized, you know, in a way that is, you know, representing of me and all of my shenanigans, you know, and your Odyssey shenanigans, you know. Some people would, you know, are like, oh, you might have more subscribers if, you know, if your name was Jenny Beats, and I was, you know, that's because, you know, everyone from a certain chapter of my content career, let's call it, because, you know, it was really hard, you know, it was really hard, it was a lot of time, it was a lot of effort to be paid from LiveMe. And it doesn't seem like a lot of effort because it's something that I love to do. It's something, you know, I love to connect with the world wherever I can. I love to publicly speak. I love to publicly perform. And I love to be a good friend. I love to utilize the essence of, you know, my friendship, you know, and kinship, you know, folks, hey folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know, rocking with your one and only, the one and only, Jenny Mirabal, aka Annie Rollins. and not be comparatively to, how YouTube has, done it before, bumped people up in the algorithm. Maybe we were already bumped up in the algorithm to where YouTube had to like turn down the volume, and because so it's a theory. It could be true, because I imagine, millions of people seeing my videos every time I post. Oh brother, what are they talking about today? Listen to, and from just watching me interact with y'all, it definitely does promote the essence of companionship. And I'm sure that YouTube hasn't quite, and has quite sponsored, Would you not sponsor state terrorism? It's just a theory. It's just a theory. Shout out to my butterflies. I would more than imagine that YouTube has, within the great migration, to be a part of something, maybe disobedient from the system, because I need, do I really need to study YouTube? I know that's what you're thinking. Study YouTube, and hopefully not, utilize comparative speech, to how people, present their videos. Free Gaza. What if they're like, it's been a year, and, maybe Jenny hasn't been paid yet from YouTube yet, because, it's something that I believe, there was a part of me, I was like, I'll start my own freaking YouTube. It's like, maybe I should just, to keep it simple. You're reading free translation. Like I said, I imagine millions of people, enjoying my videos on YouTube. Maybe there are millions of people that are enjoying my videos on YouTube. Maybe somewhere along the lines, YouTube was like, because YouTube really can control the views. We can have millions of people, billions of people watching, and we can trust that, I'm not gonna freaking not be smart with how I handle money, within the range of utilizing your commodity. No, I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying. I'm not. I am simply mentioning, because it is playful, and it's within the realms of, playful, what's the word I'm looking for? Cohesion. better find the resume for me there. You know, I believe YouTube has a place for all sorts of creators. And to, you know, it's kind of, you know, philanthropic, you know, to think of myself as a creator whenever I know that I'm creating something right now. You know, it's a thought, THOUGHT, in the realms of, you know, things and stuff and such. Also, and that's something that I believe that YouTube would respect about, you know, about me, you know, have respect about me, you know. I want another pizza. So let's, you know, continue this conversation. You know, I am so comfy. You know, I'm comfy on camera. I'm comfy. You know, I'm comfy on camera because, you know, yeah, it's not just, you know, it's not just a freaking. It's not just a beauty contest, you know, because my vibes are beautiful. Leg pain. Oh, Hasnain is watching. Hasnain, you saw my legs? You saw my legs? Maybe because, you know, Hasnain either be waking up, you know, like, wake up to Your Odyssey being live. No pain, no gain, no pain. Hey, I like that. No gain, no pain. Exactly. So we're working on our gains, guys. We're working on our gains. I can imagine the drama and the non-drama between sharing, correlating, you know, cohesion between the system of Twitch and however they operate, you know, not disappear, you know, and things and stuff and such. Bye. You know, I was thinking of not displaying the chat until, you know, we had our stream chat, you know, the stream chat room. In the same way, muted lo-fi, and then muted. It's not muted. I'm not a bot. How dare you? I was, now I see what you're saying. So, it could be bots, you know, somewhere along the line, YouTube is like, we're gonna make Logan Paul famous. You know, we're gonna give him a bunch of bot views and, you know, promote his thumbnails unsuggested. You're like, oh, do you have a professional thumbnail maker? You know? Do you have somebody that's editing your videos? That's cool. That's cool. Cheers. Allow me, you know, the same success without, you know, editing my videos and thumbnails. Let me change the band name and let it happen, because that would really upgrade their system. Heck yeah! You know, I'm a fan of, you know, that girl, that personality. I'm a fan of that personality, you know, on Spotify. You know, maybe you've heard me on Spotify. Maybe you've heard me on Live Me. I'm not hanging out anonymously. We are all hanging out together. We're having some beers. Some beers together. Some beers together. I don't ask. So if I ever do ask, please be, you know, respectful and considerate of my request. Because I think about what I would want to see on YouTube. You know, within correlation and cohesion to the different sites with the different chats that are there, and training. And I built my system, characters and plots in the most detailed way. So, 1.2 years. You know, I was thinking something similar to that. You know, within the cohesion of the sites and how they utilize the feature to bring more success, to bring more traffic to the page. And, you know, not very often do people ask, you know, what if, those 2 views are really 2 million on a slow day. I have in my mind, you know, I think, you know, how could I be scammed on YouTube? How could I be scammed on Live Me? I make the site first off. Sorry. To mention firstly the cohesion between the experience that's being provided from each, you know, person and or channel. It's complicated. And with all, you know, the politics and everything, you know, for politics to be aligned with me is not something, you know, it brings me, you know, Dr. Odyssey, you know. Where can I find, you know, your socials and, you know, buy your books and, you know, be a part of your shenanigans? Because somehow people realize that, you know, it is kind of amazing to have, you know, something bigger than yourself be, you know, directly a part of yourself. And, you know, in holy ways, may God, you know, may God bless all of y'all. And may peace be upon you. You know, there are many people, you know, and not to speculate, because there are many people that drink, have drinks on YouTube. There are many people that vape, you know. So it's not something, you know, that would, you know, be within the non-understanding of my request. Because, you know, there's been so much music tied to me, you know, and I feel blessed. I am blessed. And I realize that blessing could, you know, be a whole empire. You know, this is a whole empire. I have a kingdom, unlike me. You know, they gave me a kingdom. Now people have to pay like thousands of dollars and something like that for a kingdom. Like, gosh golly gee. You know, so things and stuff and such. You know, it is fun. My streams are fun. I enjoy my streams. Okay? I enjoy my streams. I know y'all do. And I know millions and billions of people in the world, you know, need a little bit of, you know, of eroticy in their life. You know. To be obsessed with my personality is a blessing, because I utilize that as a responsibility. It is a responsibility, because, you know, for the poor souls out there that, you know, maybe within similar circumstance, you know, find themselves within, you know, differential, and the differential being that they're a fan of me. You know, the people, the influencers that I watch also watch me. It might not show through the views. Maybe YouTube is, you know, containing that. The YouTube creator says you're right, it's mini shuttle, by the way. Yes, because we're shuttling millions of people through the experience of our chat. And I'm sure, you know, people out there are, you know, wondering, who's Lo-Fi Girl, you know? And then, you know, there's Odyssey shuttling y'all around, you know, through the interwebs. And, you know, y'all are being a part of the inspiration of, you know, of kids, the inspiration of not kids, of, you know, grown adults, of I were to compare, you know, my Spotify, I had screenshotted the picture. I had, you know, we were number 1. Joe Rogan was number 2. You know, and you know. Haven't collected checks. You know, haven't collected checks from YouTube, or not YouTube, Spotify. Yet. Reported to staff that will be fixed soon. Thank you, Keith. It's in the chat. Imagine the friction being, and I understand what you're saying. But I could figure do it. I figured do it. Loading Guantanamo. YouTube creators is loading Guantanamo. No, I think America would be not up in arms. They would be proud, you know. And I don't think it would be tension, to be honest with you. So there is the videos on YouTube that have, well, you know, from my studies, have millions of views and only a few hundred subscribers. So, and if they have 100 subscribers, if they have millions of views on their videos. What noise? So I would imagine the muse, you know, maybe YouTube is like, oh, you know, and your Odyssey is a muse for music. We sponsor music, you know. The tension of, you know, people rapping about Mr. Beast. I mean, I think it would be honestly better for the site, you know. And I don't think the artists would be envious. They'd be like, you know, my muse is, you know, being a muse. Italy. Today we are having a pizza pajama party. Cheers. Great ancient Egyptian kings. So I have let me show live me my great pyramid. Because the city is mine. Do no wrong and good for you. Cause I wanna make it $1 million, baby. Snapchat. Why do you have half to do half your day here? Alright. So I know what you were mentioning. And honestly, we'll open up Twitter. You know, it's not today. So we can enjoy the conversation, we can enjoy coexisting, we can enjoy existing. I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed. Oh, you guys want to listen to some music? I enjoy playing some tunes sometimes. Y'all know that. No, I'm not gonna turn off in a quarter of an hour to finish. We have been on for an hour. Lollipop, lollipop, lolly, 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 lollipop. Dum dum. Alright, so that's what, if you know my Twitter is very, there's a, I'll show you. Do you guys want to see my Twitter feed? Yeah. It should have me out of my eye. For content creators, via X Originals, a real opportunity to turn your idea into original work displayed on a global platform, with production support and wide distribution. What is required? An innovative idea, authentic content, and a style. We have all that. We have all that. A style that distinguishes you from others. If you have a story worth being seen or a different idea that can compete globally, this is your chance. It's translated from Arabic. We like that. Good night, O'Brien. And then you go January 9th. That was yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday. Turkish talks with Saudi Arabia and Pakistan have reached advanced stages for joining the Joint Defense Agreement signed last September between Riyadh, Islamabad, where observers described reaching an agreement as very likely. Riyadh and Ankara are working to enhance economic and defense cooperation. And according to a responsibility source in the Turkish Ministry of Defense, the first maritime meeting between the two countries was held this week. The three-way defense talks come in the wake of a ceasefire between Pakistan and India, which ended a 4-day military clash between the two nuclear neighbors last May. Hey, look, it's Mo. So, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, a leadership that makes a difference and impact in Kingdom's time. Oh Allah, preserve him, and make what he offers our dear country a source of pride and honor. Guide his steps and support him. With your success and perpetuate security and prosperity upon our homeland. So I was reading about the defense pact. I was reading about the defense pact, and I was very proud to hear that there's cohesion, and positive, within a good direction. I think that's a positive thing. Why a positive thing? Why? Because between Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey, to utilize the strength militarily, within the government sector, and within the private sector, I think it's stiggity. And so the tension between Pakistan and India have been, neutral, which is a good thing, and, it's something to be proud of. It's being forcefully naturalized. I'm proud of y'all. That's something that makes me proud of y'all. Cheers to success, prosperity, to a naughty girl. Be a naughty girl, telling all the girls. I'm proud of how the Middle East is handling the tensions that YouTube creator had mentioned. My left-hand man. My left-hand man. Loves me not just because I'm naturally funny. It's a storm, It's a storm. Of emotions, darn it. The heck in the poop way. It is a storm of emotions, Sanitize the basement. Sanitize the basement. No. Oh my. Can I hack fake accounts? That could be cool. Yay, good name. I thought the same thing. I was like, someone that, has to utilize responsibility when, being themselves, because to have a legendary name is something that I wanted to I wanted to understand in a way that I can coexist with someone that that too has a historic name. It seems every time I need green mushroom, I was singled out and delinquent there. So we're working on the the naturalization of the, how did y'all mention the forceful naturalization of the coexistence between names, to all be within the realm of my comfort zone is beautiful. Hold a hot water bottle and eat chocolate, my beautiful girl. So I just followed someone on Snapchat they're from the Middle East, and they have, their content is eating desserts and stuff, eating desserts and sweets. And I was like, oh my god. You guys remember? So, Lucid Evolution Society is something that I have dreamed about, that I made into a reality. And, nowadays, within the correlation of parties, IRL, this is our version, of parties IRL, Because after, you think about after COVID, and the correlation of chats and stuff, And it's like only sampling the song, so you have to do 20 seconds. So you want me to, so you want to watch me, scroll through my Twitter? Thank you for sharing the broadcast. I'm always very thankful when you come in and share the broadcast. Thank goodness y'all can relax. Tuesday is only 30 counts, so the same account, change their names and send them. So I've changed my name. I'm still the same person with an affectionate personality. And I'm happy to extremely relieve, tension from, whether it's coding, whatever work it is that you are working on. And thank goodness you can relax. Someone who knows, and that makes me extremely relieved. Within, a certainty that, we can all share within, we can all share within the riches of the commodity of politics. To not have to be politically correct, to not find it necessary to think with, to always think within the realms of, political correctness, hacked. So sing to me, and sorry for I enjoy karaoke. So I think it's still on our spin wheel. Hey Snow, I think it's still on our spin wheel. Let me check. How long has it been here? I'm better cook. So we have to remake the spin wheel. So the spin wheel is always it's like what to eat for lunch and stuff. Oh my god. Gusa. Gusa. Gusprava. Gusa. Haruki. Make it meme. Where is my Make It Me game? What the heck is the way? I know they didn't take it down. I'm a memer! In the world? I can't. So, turns out they have taken Make It Meme off of Make It Meme off of my game page. So let us fix this spin wheel and spin again because make it meme unblocked. There isn't a we're trying to publish and read the full documentation to learn how to set up GitHub pages for your repository organization or user account. Alright. And so they really did make it meme off the site. That sucks. That was one of my favorite games. I'm really good at that game too. Alright, so alright. We started Twitter. City of mine. It's kind of cool. Trying to steal the precious goods. they're playing top golf. They're like, nope, you're not gonna get into this case. They're playing racing games. Racing games and darts. Up. Oh, they made it into the case. Ninjas. How's the old man take all those ninjas? What bam! What bam! What bam! What bam! The Joy Awards. Stiggity, stiggity. What again? I want again.
في مكان لا يخترق حيث الحماية في أعلى مستوياتها والدخول شبه مستحيل. هنا تحرز الجائزة. جوي أوردز. لا أحد يستطيع الاقتراب.
قولك مأمن منيح؟
دباني ما بتمرق.
هاي تعديت.
حتى لو عدت هيدي الجايزة ما بياخدها إلا اللي بيستاهلها.
محاولات كثيرة.
How the heck did he break it with a freaking chainsaw?
لكن النهاية دائما واحدة.
Catwoman.
الفشل
scientist, eraser. Dang.
لأن ما سيحدث لم يكن في الحسبان.
Get him, old man. Beat the shit out of the ninja. Wata! Wata! Wata!
This year's Joy Awards are full of surprises.
حفل توزيع جوائز صناع الترفيه 2026 جوي أووردز 17 من يناير على MBC 1.
Round of applause. That was a good video. And then, all right, so I could have added TikTok reacts. All that wants to ease your pace, your capacity to navigate. You know, love yourself. Liberation. Mira. I love you. I love you. Taste it. All right. Stickity, stickity. It's a good circle. Focused. Try to invest. The best circle. Been live for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours we've been live. Be sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe to your girl and your Odyssey, also known as Jenny Beats. And we shall be back with some more vibes tonight. Some more good conversations and stuff. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining our episode today. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for being a part of things and stuff and such. Till later. But yeah. Correlate, coexist, cohabitate, and love each other. I love you, Vedra. Stay tuned. In the name of God, let's start for the followers. Choose the number 125. below. Follow me using your name and mobile number in private. One of your numbers has an amount of 1,500,000 reals. Ooh, guess the number. Following the account qualifies you to win. Stickity. Urgent, officially. His Royal Highness, the most influential Arab leadership figure during the year 2025. Stickity. Mo bin Salman. How beautiful. Oh my. I would love to visit. I really would. I would love to visit and experience and, you know, pray together and all sorts of stuff. That'd be really cool. Hadrami dialect presents with its strength and majesty circulating. Hadrami directs a firm message to the fake account that attacked the Hadramis over the issue of Idris al-Zubadi. A clear message with no ambiguity summarizing the stance and putting the dots on the letters affirming that Hadramaut is greater than smear campaigns, and above all, the clamor of illusion. Jeez. Stiggity. Express yourself. Biggest own ever. Look at that beautiful architecture. Oh my gosh. Golly gee freaking Fuquay. I'm so proud of y'all. I wonder if you know, all of this is Saudi architecture. Oh my, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous buildings. Absolutely gorgeous. So, something about Riyadh and Charlotte. Alright, so let me find a video of the Charlotte skyline, or a picture. The city skyline. Alright, so it looks so similar to one of the main buildings in Riyadh. Alright, here's a good one. Alright, we can look through them. My bad. My bad. Alright. Right here. Alright, cool. alright, so we can have TikTok reacts because that's my TikTok. Ah, there we are. Vid and screen capture. So the building right here looks very, very similar to one of the buildings in Riyadh. We have the Covia building, the Bank of America building. Alright, so the building right there in the middle is like is a mini version of one of the buildings in Riyadh. And it is, Charlotte has a beautiful sky. Charlotte is probably one of the cleaner cities that I've been to. Very, very clean, very upscale, very, with... Alright, so the one to the left is the one that I was mentioning. And you can tell, that it resembles so much one of the buildings in Riyadh, except the one in Riyadh is bigger. Still, it's some nice architecture. Is that Freedom Park? It's not Freedom Park. I forget the name of the park. So it's the one to the far left. And then it's the way it's just has a really cute. I wouldn't say cute. It has a very quaint structures. Beautiful. That is so beautiful. So shout out. I'm from New York, and I live in the Charlotte area currently. We were looking at the structures of these buildings, like how beautiful. How gorgeous! Look at these buildings. Whomever designed that architecture, whomever it's amazing. I am so proud of y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. Coming attraction. All right. History in the making. To become and you see. Asia in particular. Alright, so I enjoy whenever I begin to look on Twitter, to be myself online, to also, show you guys the things that I observe online and tell you guys what I think about it. I know you didn't expect it. I don't think there's many content creators in Charlotte. I mean, there totally is, you know, digital creators and stuff. No, I have a ginger ale. Be nice, YouTube creators. And your honesty would love to be the female Mr. Beast on, you know, on YouTube. I was looking at the content creator thing that Saudi had posted. In fact, I touch a lot of people's hearts. How can someone who comes here stay like a robot? Hey, I told you I promised you that I would make more of an effort to, you know, to be in the chat. Whenever I'm not streaming, so it can be a little bit more nostalgic whenever I do stream. That you guys, that's my girl in the chat. That's my girl, you know, in the chat. You're too scared to say it's wrong. Are you joking right now? As you know, I have not been hassled. You know, if I, you know, realized that, you know, the similarity between, you know, I'm a leader. All right, I'm not a follower, though. I stay in touch with things and stuff and such, you know, with things and stuff and such being, you know, sometimes the news, sometimes, you know, theories, you know, so the theory of, you know, drawing a similarity between someone who is historically known and mentioned throughout time within the Great Migration, and, you know, that being me, you know, yeah, Puerto Ricans living in Dominican Republic as lords of manor, and, you know, the thing is, the correlation I find is, you know, to be a, you know, so it was had something to do with the correlation of lords of manor and, you know, that being the Mirabal family. And, you know, I think that we should have respect for, you know, people with names, you know, to uphold, to sponsor, to support, you know, to show love to. And you don't have, you know, to, you know, not everyone has a historic name. This is something I've learned over the years. Not everyone has a historic name, so we shouldn't be so quick to hate on someone because, oh, your bloodline, you know, lines up with, you know, the stars and, you know, the correlation to things and stuff and such, being the evolution of stances. And so, you know, so to be a female, you know, is very stickety with, you know, the notion of the Mirabal sisters, because she held her name, you know, she held her name in high regard. She attended law school back when women couldn't attend law school, and back when she was tied to a dictatorship regime. Kinda, sorta. Well, alright, so she was, maybe you said that wrong. Within the revolution of, you know, the regime, the butterflies, that's, you know, if we were to trade, you know, so there was Dee Mirabal, and, you know, I would always have my Dexter's laboratory. Dee, get out of the laboratory! Things and stuff and such. So, I find, in my mind, leaders from Trump to different regimes, to different, you know, to different family structures, whether that be royal family structures, you know, and things and stuff and such. I find myself close to, you know, regimes. Existentially. And I could imagine. You guys ever watch Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Where she would open her door and she would sing to and talk to. All the animals. You filthy animal. I love you guys. And I'm proud of y'all. I am very proud of y'all. You know, to have existed within the time of 2 total eclipses from, you know, it makes me think, in your Odyssey, I'll lasso the moon for you. So on my Facebook page, there's a picture of me laying in I'm laying in a field, and I have a welder's mask on my face, and I was staring at the sun for about 4 hours, and I was crying because it was so not just spiritual, not just historical, not just evolutionary, because there was not very many documented total eclipses of the sun and moon throughout history, and to know that within my lifetime there was 2 total solar eclipses that covered the United States and the Western Hemisphere within different percentages of the view. All you had to do is, and then it makes me think of Revelations. It just, knowing that there's been prophecies that have been played out, and this is the thing. I know, that there is slight correlations. Maybe not slight. I would say major correlations between, religions, and even if you are atheist, between theories. Things and stuff and such. So, Jesus said, whenever he returns, there will be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. And, there's something about that I find very interesting. Why does it keep changing? Oh, what are you guys watching? You guys watching the news? Shout out my moderators. and to be divinity itself, chatting. I'm only here when something that is mine. I would love that. Lo-fi fix it. You know, there's no one else online that's, that is consulting lo-fi girl chat. And it's excellent because, we encourage leaders, we encourage peoples and things, and, not just people. I mentioned this earlier, you guys are not just people, you guys are family. And you rather say is the golden goose. Cheers. To the golden goose. So it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. Love you, Vibe Tribe. Stay tuned. Replay this episode along with the other millions that are replaying this episode. I love you guys. And I know you guys love me. For years and years and years to them. For years and years and years. I love you guys. I love you guys!